Hello everyone, this is Management for Everyone, and today we are going to talk about improvement, more specifically about PDCA. Improvement is when you work to make something better, but it requires some investment. It can be financial investments and human resources investment as well, and also time. And if you make something better without investments, it is usually called rationalization. So it is something slightly different. The PDCA is a never-ending process. PDCA stands for Plan, Do, Check, Act. This is never-ending because nothing will ever be perfect. We always have some point to improve. Even highly experienced companies in the field of quality have some points to improve. Our world changes a lot due to technology and other factors. So even well-structured processes have to be adjusted in order to become better. Since PDCA is a never-ending process, it is called a cycle. This method is also known as Deming Cycle. Now let's talk about each of the steps. Firstly, plan. In the plan phase, you have to make and answer some questions, such as, what do we need to improve? What is the problem? Why did it occur? What are the goals of this improvement process? What methods can be employed in this situation? Many other questions can be thought through at this point, and you just have to understand your context and try to make the most organized and complete planning you can. Start with simple questions as well. For example, who is my team in this improvement process? How much time do we need to conduct this project? Who and what can be affected by this improvement? Is this problem connected to other departments or other people or other governments? Now I'm going to give you some tips of what to do in this phase. We can talk about, for example, risk management. The risk management is very important for you to understand to what extent you are exposed to bigger problems. Improvement leads to changes that should be done carefully. Otherwise, undesired and unexpected results could come up. So you have to think, these changes I am planning now are going to affect many other aspects. But what are they? In the example below, there is a short risk management matrix. Once you find the risks, you have to grade their probability of occurrence and impact if the risk materialize indeed. In this example, the range is from 1 to 5, and the result of the calculation is in the column P times I. The higher, the worse. So you should rank the severity by these values. Then you can plan the actions and methods you will need to make this PDCA cycle successful. Another thing that we can do is the root cause analysis. Depending on the root cause or root causes, you probably will get quite different solutions. Pay attention to the root cause analysis because the wrong conclusions here certainly will mislead your project until the end. And the result of it is complete loss of time, money, and even credibility. To find out why a problem occurs, you can use tools such as brainstorming, Ishikawa diagram, and 5 whys. Okay, now before moving to the do phase, check if all the planning is complete. It's really important. In the do step, you have to implement the things you planned in the previous step. So some of the actions are: employ the method you planned, execute the changes you planned, observe the results you are getting from this experience, and measure the results. And what can the do step involve? Well, you can write procedures and train people, you can create useful forms, implement new layout, buy a new machine, create KPIs, for example, and measure them according to their frequency of measurements. This phase really varies according to the object of improvement, but make sure that the do phase had some time to be performed and matured also, because once you are sure that this time is enough, you can move on. In the check phase, you have to study how things are going at this point. Basically, you will analyze the measured data and ask if everything's going according to plan. Yes or no? The actions in this step are evaluate the efficiency of trainings, see if the new TPT, total process time, decreased, for example, check if the new layout works, analyze the results of the KPIs, understand the reasons behind the results, and also listen to people. Of course, this example I just mentioned may vary depending on your case. Now, in the act phase, you will make the adjustments you noticed that should be done in order to really improve your process. So the actions are adjust what went wrong. This is the only way to improve. Keep doing what went right and act to prevent errors. And now we are not done. It is a cycle, remember? Then you have to do it all over again. This is the interesting thing about improvement. You always have a new challenge. Now, talking about time, how much time should I spend on each step? Well, it's an interesting question, and actually, there's no formula in which you can say that you have to spend like 2 years, 2 months. No, the majority of time, indeed, is always spent on planning. A well-done planning will ensure that the whole cycle will succeed. Now, about the other steps, you have to understand your project, the complexity of it, and then you have to adjust. But the majority should be spent on planning. Okay? Now, thanks for watching and see you next time.